Hey there friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy with Beloved Plans, and today I wanted to dive into my 2020 Power Sheets from Cultivate What Matters. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit back, and get comfortable. Alright, so if you are new to the Power Sheets, they are a goal planner. So this is completely separate from any other planner that I have ever used. Some people think that it's going to be like a daily planner, but it's not. It's entirely devoted to setting up your goals for the coming year. The great thing too about these is that you can really start them anytime. I bought the dated ones that came out in the fall, but throughout the year they do release undated versions of this as well. So it's still not too late to get started. I purchased the teal cloth cover ones. This year they have a metal coil or wire coil, and it is gorgeous, and I love these edges. They had a soft cover before when I used them for the first time last year, and this quality is just gorgeous in this color. Like, I'm all about the teal, so I was spot on for that. It made it really easy to decide which cover to get. So I'm actually going to just quickly go through kind of what how the Power Sheets work, and if you have additional questions, or if you guys want to see a more in-depth video on the prep work that goes into Power Sheets, I'm happy to do some videos on that. But I thought for this one I would kind of focus on just what my 2020 goals are, show you how I set up my tending list for the month, and just kind of do a brief introduction setting up January. So alright, so they do walk you through very easily how to use the Power Sheets page by page. They come with a really cute set of stickers as well. So on this first page, it's just kind of like a brain dump of 2020 goal ideas. So for me going into this year, I really kind of had some clear visions already as far as what I have in mind for 2020 and things I want to accomplish. I had an awesome 2019 in some areas, and then other areas I did not accomplish nearly what I had hoped. So I have some of the same things from prior years, and that's okay, because a little bit of progress is better than none at all. And every step is one step closer to that goal. So here's where I just kind of jotted those down. And then there's also, this is all what they call the prep work. So the prep work is all the stuff like the digging inside yourself that you'll do to kind of figure out what your priorities are for the year, what your values are rather for the year, where you want to really improve, spend your time, a lot of self-reflection and assessment. This is actually probably the most valuable part of this entire planner, in my opinion, but it's also the hardest part. So give yourself a lot of grace, give yourself a lot of time when you're going through these, and really just do it at your own pace. It's okay if you didn't start January 1st. I love, they have a Cultivate What Matters has a great saying that says there's nothing magical at January 1st, and I wholeheartedly agree. So the best day to start is the day you're ready to start. So no big deal if you're not on board yet. So you'll work through these different pages. This is what fires me up. And then here is like a self-evaluation of kind of where you're at in the current state of your life. So it breaks it into different categories: health, friends, finances, spiritual growth, your spouse, your significant other, your family, work, and recreation. So you write some notes down about different things and where you're at with those, and then you also rank kind of where you're at. And this is an exercise that you actually do quarterly in here. So it's kind of nice as a way to benchmark your progress that you're making throughout the year on your goals. And sometimes things change, like beginning of the year might be really focused on health, and then maybe something happens and your priorities have to shift. That's okay. At least with, using these, you can kind of document where things are at too. So this is all about breaking your identity box. And as you can see, I am nowhere near perfect, and I actually skipped this chunk. Reason being is I was feeling very behind on getting my prep work done and getting my goals set so that I could start what I'll show you is the tending list. So I decided, because I'd done this part last year, and I really haven't changed a lot of these answers very much, so I decided to just forego these for now. I'm hoping to go back though and fill them out. So this page is all about moving past your fears and different fears that you have. So I filled this out about some fears that I'm having and really assessing those. And then what I love too is they really focus a lot on good things and gratitude in this as well. So in traditional goal setting, you focus on the future, but what they like to also do is learn from the past things that went well in your last year. And it was really rewarding to write these all down because it made me realize I actually did a lot of stuff last year. It didn't feel like it sometimes, especially in like the health and wellness arena. But I did accomplish a lot in my faith and in a lot of different like personal development areas. So I had a lot to be proud of. And then it was looking at challenges. What didn't work last year, or what went wrong, and what was things that I want to move past and learn from. And then this, again, is lessons that I learned from the things that I went through last year. So again, this is a lot of reflection. I love this page. It's a page of people that you're grateful for. So I have a lot of good friends on here, my family, my husband, my kids, like they're all the people, and just a note kind of about why I love them. And then this is all about like the big picture. So the big question that they ask while you do these is, where do you want to be when you're 80 or 90 or 100? Like, are the things that you're doing now going to matter when you're that age? And I love that question because I really use it as a barometer of deciding what's really important as far as like if I'm going to be worried about something or focused on something, spending my time on something, I'll put it through that filter and I'll think, okay, is this going to matter when I'm 80? And most of the time, it's not going to. So it's like, okay, let's not stress over that. Let's focus on the things that do matter. Let's put my time and energy into those things that matter versus the things that won't matter. All right, so then we go on to the section about your legacy. So your legacy is just all about kind of what you want to be known for. Like, I always think of it as like someone speaking at my funeral. What would I want them to say about me and what I did and gave to the world? All right, so then they have you go through and go back and find what are called threads, and that's basically like themes that you're seeing throughout all the pages you filled out so far. Going into this, I already knew, I was pretty sure what my word of the year was going to be, because that's one step of this prep work is choosing a word of the year. And I was very sure it was going to be the word surrender. And going through this did confirm that for me, that was going to be a really great word for me in all the areas of my life to focus on. So this is kind of like my perfect year. Like if you could have the best year, what would that look like? So they have different prompts here to kind of help you think through that and write that out. And then like just kind of big, this is where you're starting to like form your goals a little bit. So like really big picture things, really broad, vague, things you're saying no to, things you want to say yes to this coming year. And then this is the page where you will choose a word of the year. So since I kind of knew what I was already going to do, I was pretty quick to just jump down into this part. I ended up choosing the word surrender, which means to give oneself up as into the power of another. And then I also wanted to choose a Bible verse that went along with this to be kind of my verse of the year. And that is Psalms 55:22, which reads, "Give your burdens to the Lord and he will take care of you." So on this page is my pretty word of the year and surrender. And why I chose that word is because I want to fully surrender every corner of my life over to God this year. And another really cool thing about the Powersheets is they include a little card as well that you can write your word on. And then I hang this like on my pegboard in front of me where I do my planning, because then I can see it every single day and be reminded about what should I be focusing on. It just kind of grounds me and brings me back to where I need to be. So that's my word of the year. All right. So, and this is just kind of like a little letter to yourself, like if, you know, what your best year would look like. So that's kind of a fun thing to do. All right. And then the goals section is where we actually sit down and start putting down the goals on paper and figuring out what those are going to be, or start developing them anyways. So it really walks you through in awesome detail with great examples on how to choose your best goals and how to make sure they're the right things for you. So I kind of knew what I wanted my goals to be going into this, and they're similar to what they were last year. They've just shifted a little bit as far as the wording goes. So I have 6 major goals this year. And they're kind of things that are ongoing. It's not like get this done. It's just more areas of my life, and maybe they're too broad and too vague, but this is what I came to and what I felt like would be good overarching goals to focus on. So my first one is love people well. So that's going to be like cultivating all my relationships in my life, my friendships, my family, my husband, all the people that mean a lot to me. I really want to like love on them and spend time with them and experience fun things with them and bring happiness to their life too. The second one is like a financial goal, which is to be obedient with my resources and blessings. And not only does this relate to money, but it also relates to my time. Our time is a resource given to us by God as well. And it's our duty to be obedient with our time and do the things that are planned for our lives, and to be obedient to Him and to do things that will just help serve God's purpose. So this is about money as well as time. My third goal is my faith goal, just to walk more closely with God. I really did a lot of awesome things in this area last year. So I really just want to like keep that momentum going. I got baptized last year. I was on the worship team at my church, still am. I did some awesome Bible studies. I really am just very happy with where I am at in my faith. And so I just don't want to lose that momentum. I want to keep it going and keep growing and keep learning. So some things to do with that. The fourth goal is to move and fuel my body with good things. So instead of writing like lose weight, which is really the ultimate goal for me personally, I know that there's so much more to it than that. So I know I need to move my body more, and I need to fuel it with good things. So that means fuel my mind with good things. What I put into my mouth needs to be good. And just really focusing on like good things and not like all the crap that is in the world to eat and to consume and to watch and experience too. My fifth goal this is a newer one this year, cultivate my creativity. So this is pretty broad because there's a lot of things in my creative life that I'm really working on, mainly all my happy planner stuff. That did not exist last year when I set up my Powersheets. Like that wasn't even a thing in my life. I didn't even have a happy planner. So it's kind of crazy to look back a year ago and to be like, wow, now my life is completely different when it comes to all that. And I have this awesome channel, and I have a whole community of planner people that I didn't even know existed a year ago. And I'm really excited about the things that are coming in this area of my life this year, just to see what God has planned for it, what He wants me to do with it. It's so fun and so rewarding, and I'm just really excited to pursue that over 2020. So last is kind of my work goals. I'm kind of in this transition period with my jobs and businesses and things. So this is the area of my life I really, really, really need to surrender over to God. So this goal is surrender my work to God and follow His will for my vocations. So I have a couple different businesses and a part-time job, and I really just want God. I just want to like give it all to Him and just let Him guide me with what He wants me to do. It was a big stress last year of like what to do. And I was putting it all on myself, and I still don't know what to do. So I'm just going to let Him figure it out for me. And I know He knows already, and I'm just going to wait, and He'll show it to me when He's ready. So clearly He's not ready yet. So that is my big goal for this year. So once you have these, I did use the stickers that they included, and I like to color code my goals, and you'll see why in a moment. But that is how, and then this worksheet area, they really break down this next section, which is the action plan. So that's where you're going to determine what are the things that you want to do to actually help you reach these goals you've just set, right? Because we can say, okay, these are my goals, but then it's like, all right, well, what are we going to do to help get there, right? So that's where the meat really happens. All right, so this is the action plan for the different goals that I have. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on them, but I'll just kind of show you guys how they break down. So my first one is love people well. I want to serve and love others to make the world better. So I love how it gets into the why of why you're doing that. And then you break out and you create mini goals. So these are like the things that you can really start to focus on and starting steps that you can do to try to reach these mini goals as part of a bigger goal. So cultivate my marriage, serve my community, and grow my friendships. And then within there is a starting steps section and have specific things on what I can do to help meet those mini goals. So second is be obedient with my resources and blessings. So keeping up with my budgeting plan, tithing, my business finances. I really want to start tracking those, and the way the Budget Mom system is helping me with my budgeting. For move and fuel my body with good things, I want to focus on eating healthier, and part of that is going to be doing intermittent fasting, and then move my body more. I set some specific targets for what I want to do in that regard, and then get more sleep. So that's definitely something I've been working on as well. So, and for my goal of walk more closely with God, I set up mini goals of spending daily time with God. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sit down with Jesus Calling in the morning, and then I'm going to do one day of my Bible study. So this is where it gets really specific and things I can actually implement. And then I started up a city group at my church. So that's a group of people that meet on a regular basis. And then one other mini goal I put is to possibly go on a global team trip. So I want to pray about which trip to go on, because they announce those in the spring. And then the next one is cultivate my creativity. And my why for that is so I can grow things I'm passionate about. And it's my form of self-care in a way. So I put some goals as far as growing beloved plans, and the followers, subscribers, putting out a lot of awesome video content, and just really growing within the planner community. Thinking of ideas for planning classes, if I was going to do something in person. I'm also doing a hand lettering course to try to learn how to do hand lettering. So I have some goals with that. So these are really specific, and there's just so many things I can fit under this cultivate my creativity, but these are the things I'm focusing on for now. And the beauty of this is that there's a tab that says spring, one that says summer, and one that says fall, and you get to kind of reassess these and set new mini goals, or switch them up, or maybe you didn't do something, just cross it off. So it's not like this is the end all be all for the whole year. This is just for the first few months of the year, the first quarter basically. And then surrender my work and businesses to God. So I need to get some more specific things on here, but I have if I'm possibly gonna sell my business, praying over different aspects of my business. I really need to spend some more time and come up with specific things I can do there. So, and then of course there's room for other ones, but I have 6 goals this year. And then you get into the monthly section. So each month has the same section in there. This is the January one. The first thing you do is look at the month ahead, right? So you're preparing for it. So what are important tasks or projects that I have to get done this month? So I wrote those down here. Things I'm excited for, things I'm looking forward to in the month ahead. What's on my mind? What's stressing me out? What am I worried about? And then what am I hopeful for? I can write that all down here. They did add a monthly calendar in here. I am not sure I'm going to actually use this, just because I do have my Happy Planner and I have so much stuff in there, but who knows, maybe at some point I will end up using this, but for now I just left it blank. All right. And then you go into what's called the tending list. So this is tips about it, since it's the first month of doing it. And then I'm going to actually just stick this back in here so you can kind of see what it looked like before I tore it out. So over on this side, we have goals to focus on this month. So this is when I went back. I flagged this little goals page because I do go back to it a lot when I'm working through each month. So that way I have an easy way to get to it. So this is where I went, and I went back through those action plan pages, and I decided, okay, what am I going to actually focus on this month? So what goals, and then what are the action ideas? So I wrote all that down, and then they have you go back and mark things that will take the most time and circle the things that are the most important. Then over here is the tending list, and this is the day in, day out part of the Powersheet. So this is where you come up with monthly action items, weekly action items, and daily action items or habits. So this is where I got very specific of what I wanted to do for the month to help me reach these goals. The colors, as you can see, I highlighted things, so those coordinate with the colors back here that I used for my goals. So that way I know, why am I doing budget by paycheck? Because I want to be obedient with my resources and blessings. Why am I doing a lettering e-course? Because I want to cultivate my creativity. So as you can see, it reminds me nicely like what part of my goals these things are helping me reach. So just a few things that I have on my monthly is like go on one date night, do the budget by paycheck. I'm gonna just check those off as the budget or as the month progresses. Go out on a girls' night or a day out. I'm actually doing that tonight, so that will be fun to mark progress on there. Every week I would like to plan like my beloved plan social media posts. So that's one of my weekly action items. I'm doing a January savings challenge. So every Friday I'm putting away an amount of cash into a savings envelope. I want to make sure I'm attending or listening to church every week. Move my body, and I put move my body and not exercise because it's like sometimes that might just be a walk, sometimes it might be playing tennis, sometimes it might be like yoga. Whatever I can do to move my body twice a week, I really want to try to do that. Plan my meals for the week. Since I know the food part of my health journey is very important, I want to make sure I'm doing meal planning for the week ahead. And then down on the daily tracking, I'm doing intermittent fasting, and I'm using an app to track that. So I have days that I'm checking that off that I've tracked it, reading Jesus Calling in the morning as part of growing my faith. So checking that off when the mornings I do that. Tracking my expenses, so that gets back to my budget mom stuff. 7 hours of sleep, and then doing lettering practice. I'm doing a lettering challenge from According to Allie, and I'm hand lettering certain words every day, and so just getting my practice in for that, because again, that's cultivate my creativity. So that is my tending list for this month, and I hang that right up in front of me on that same pegboard that I hang my word of the year, because I'm in this planner space pretty much every day, and so then I'm able to check these things off, or if I miss a couple days, it's easy for me to go back and get that updated. So I've got that there. I'm going to hang that up. All right. And then the end of the month, before you do your February one, you come in here and you do a month in review. So again, these are just like different, like what am I grateful for? What went well? Just kind of a way to like reflect on the month and see how things went. Maybe you did great on one area, but not so great on another. What did you learn? Things I'm saying no to, things I'm saying yes to. So I don't know if you guys are users of the Powersheets or not. Let me know if you are in the comments, and I think it'd be super fun just to hear what your goals are for the year. I'm really excited. I'm going to try to kind of share progress with you guys each month if you're interested. So I'll be putting up hopefully monthly videos. Once I set up my new tending list for the months ahead, I will do a video about that. It won't be as in-depth, obviously, because I won't be going through all the prep work like I did in this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are not yet a subscriber, I would love to have you click that subscribe button. And if you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, would love if you'd do that too. Thank you so much, and happy planning.